Hello, everybody. You know me. Okay, no, you don't, but you know who I am. I'm Easton J. And remember on our shooting with the Smarky Family, episode 2, we talked about Impact Redemption? Well, we actually watched it. Who knew? We can actually do that on a wrestling review Impact for a wrestling channel.
Yeah, I thought that was illegal.
I know, but we're doing it anyway. All right, to my left, we have.
Don't tell the law.
We have DJ here.
And on to my right, we have.
Liam Landry.
Alrighty, let's get right into it. This is our Was It Worth It for Impact Wrestling Redemption. Alright, so the first match was Aerostar versus Drago. And if you've seen these two guys in a match before for Lucha Underground, you know these guys are really good in the ring. And here is absolutely no different.
Right.
These guys did put on a fun opening match show, which is always nice. I personally enjoyed it.
I did.
Any thoughts on the match before we get to the finish?
It was good.
It's a problem. I played the whole night, but the top rope seemed to be maybe overly tightened.
Mm-hmm.
So there were some kind of botches thanks to that, and I kind of, like I said, went through the whole night, quite a few botches.
I feel like all of them, because Aerostar goes off of the
Second rope.
the top rope.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people fell off of. He fell off the top rope in his first attempt of a move. And then the bottom rope.
And I think
cage.
he went with the second rope on the end there,
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
which didn't look, but it looked a little sloppy because he didn't trust the first rope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Top rope, I mean.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
So it definitely affected the match.
yeah, it did. But overall, it was a good match. Aside from that, because
Yeah, overall it's a good match.
Oh
I
yeah,
mean,
it was worth it.
It's not necessarily. I mean, it can't be their fault for the
Yeah.
ring being messed up.
No.
That was definitely not the wrestler's fault.
No.
That was definitely the stagehands. But yeah, Aerostar does win after a springboard code breaker off the bottom rope, like we said. And overall, minus a couple of those botches, yes, it was worth it for me.
Yeah, it was definitely worth it.
Yeah, worth it.
All right, let's move on to the next. Oh, dang it. Match. So we had Scott Steiner and Eli Drake versus LAX.
Time out. Who won the last match? You didn't say.
Yeah, he did. He said
Mhm.
Aerostar won.
Oh, he did. Okay, I'm
I don't know
sorry.
how he won.
Okay, I'm sorry.
So, call myself. Scott Steiner and Eli Drake versus LAX, and that's Santana and Ortiz. Before the match happened, they're playing dominoes, and it turns out Conan has been kidnapped.
Yeah.
And instead of calling the police, they go and have a match. Wrestling logic.
But I think they must be doing is not that long ago. Conan had hip surgery, so maybe that's just their way of writing him off,
Mm-hmm.
so you can recover.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a little ridiculous that they didn't care as much about him being kidnapped, and they barely even brought it up.
Yeah. Not even.
They have a match,
barely
dude.
at all, like
They gotta
a
worry
couple
about the
times.
match.
Eli Drake, Santana, and Ortiz are really good in the ring. And then we had way too much Scott Steiner. Way too much. Impressive that he hit a Frankensteiner off the top rope, nearly killing himself. But if it wasn't for the fact Scott Steiner was there, it would have been a lot better, I feel.
I have no idea why they gave him that much time in the ring.
I
Yeah,
know.
I don't either. He's not good in the ring.
Very
Tonight
sloppy.
proved it.
Minus Scott Steiner, like I said, Eli and the LAX guys were really good.
They were.
Like, I would try to give you a calculation for how much time was given to Scott Steiner in the ring, but I would have trouble because Scott Steiner was also my math teacher, so.
Totally. But
Yes.
yeah, so Eli Drake hits Gravy Train onto Ortiz to get the victory, and your new tag team champions, Scott Steiner and Eli Drake.
A great way to rebrand the company, in my opinion, because that's what they're going through, a big rebranding right
And the
now.
reason we had this because Eli Drake had two briefcases, and one of them was for a tag match.
Yeah, that he got that from Feast or Fast.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
And then another, I think he made a deal with someone to have that one or something like that.
yeah, he probably won it off someone else.
Yeah.
I'm not sure the exact
And he has
circumstances.
another one for a title match.
We don't really watch Impact all that often
Yeah.
at all. This is only our second viewing of it in years.
Yeah.
But overall, this one's actually really hard because, like I said,
It's
LAX and Eli Drake are great, but
They
Scott
didn't
Steiner
do
brings
much.
the match down,
Right.
and because of that, and because Scott Steiner is now the champion, I have to pass. I have to say no. This one wasn't worth it. What did you think?
Scratch out the Scott Steiner part, and it's pretty much worth it. So I'd have to say, yeah, it's worth it.
There was too much Scott Steiner in that. And I gotta say, if you want to look at best surprise tag team champions, you have Scott Steiner, and Nicholas, yeah.
Yeah, shout out Nicholas.
And Nicholas was a pro because he barely got in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
See Scott Steiner.
So what was it for yours again?
It wasn't worth it because it was just
Too much Scott Steiner.
you can't erase him because he was in there more than Eli Drake was.
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
If he came in for just one hot tag segment, then it would have been fine. But
That's another thing that.
If
well,
he would have
we'll get
came
to
in,
that.
hit the thing off the top rope, yeah, it would have been a better match, in my opinion. It's still worth it though.
for him, but not for us.
Right.
But that's
Right.
okay.
Yeah.
Different
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 opinions.
strokes.
for different folks.
Right.
There you
Yeah.
go. All right, then we had our 6-man match. It was DJZ, Ishimori, Desmond Xavier, Trevor Lee, and El Hijo de Fantasma, or for you Lucha Underground fans, King Cuerno,
Lucha Ground.
and Brian Cage. Okay, this 6-man match was lucha style, apparently, where 2 men are in the ring,
It
4
was
men are
convoluted chaos.
4 men are on the side on the apron, and if a person goes out of the ring, then another person can be legal,
Yeah.
or
If they
if you tag yourself in.
Yeah, so in that regards, it's kind of like a
Tornado.
4-man tag team match.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But except adding in the over the top rope thing, or well, not really over the top, but if you're outside at all,
Yeah,
thing. But it's
but
really confusing, and no one followed it except for Cage for the most
yeah,
part.
Brian Cage. No, I feel like he followed it to a T, and the only reason why he didn't towards the end is because he took a bump and he just laid flat on the ground. He did not go under the rope like most people. He just stayed on the ring in the ring until he was able to do his major move.
It was a good match though. In my
Like
opinion.
our star, Brian Cage goes for a moonsault and botches it completely.
Yeah.
Then does it again, hits it. Those ropes were the death of a lot of people today. Thankfully,
Not
not
literal
literally.
death.
Thankfully, not literally.
Right.
Brian Cage does win after he hits the drill claw on Xavier, and this is a sick-looking move. It's
Oh, yeah.
basically a bloody pile driver, and Xavier's head just went clean on the mat, and I hope he does not have a concussion because it looked painful. Yeah, that's basically the match. What did you think?
I thought it would have been better as just normal rules, but I mean it was fine enough.
If we would have known ahead of time that the match was a kind of like anybody could come in after somebody left the ring, then yeah, I would have been able to follow it a little bit better. But now that y'all know that and y'all can go watch it, I say it's worth it. I like that kind of style of fighting because you don't know who's gonna come in when. When it's a regular tag match, it's like, oh yeah, this guy's coming in.
No,
But
it wasn't a tag match.
It's
though.
more of a surprise of who's.
Technically it was then.
I don't know, but it's more of a surprise of who's coming in, and I like the ultimate surprise.
Yeah,
It was worth it.
it was worth it for DJ. Was
Yeah.
it worth it for you?
Yeah, I guess. I mean,
Yeah, DJZ is annoying as heck, and that almost took
Bum,
me
bum, bum,
out.
bum.
That almost took me
I don't know how
out
to do
of,
it. Sorry.
Yeah, you just did Beethoven.
Yeah, I can't do it.
But yeah, that almost took me out of the match.
The
Luckily, they
global-
only did it twice.
In New Orleans, they did it about 5 times.
Air horns and Mozart. Pretty much the same thing.
But yeah, overall, it was entertaining, so I guess it was worth it. But it was a mess. It was convoluted, and the botches were there.
But it wasn't the wrestler's fault.
All right, then we had surprise Tessa Blanchard. All right, moving on. All right, so the next match was Taya Valkyrie versus Kara Hogan. No relation to Hulk Hogan.
And it should be said that that's when surprise Tessa Blanchard actually came in.
Yeah.
Showing you how much, they cared about this matchup. And she just came to the announcer's table.
Yeah, just popped up like, hey guys.
I don't
how's it
even
going?
think most of the fans even saw that.
I think
So they
none
couldn't
of
have
them
any
did.
reaction to it. So it was just kind of a terrible introduction to this new
Yeah.
character.
And then not only that, but they were just not into this match. It was pretty quiet. This
Yeah,
one.
I mean, it wasn't really a good match either.
I wasn't in.
No.
It wasn't worth it.
This was
That's
this
it,
was
we're
the
done
type
talking
of
about it.
match. This was the type of match that old WWE would produce on the weekly.
Yeah, I mean, it really seems like they need a knockouts revolution.
But yeah, Taya Valkyrie does get the win after hitting the road to Valhalla. Liam said something really interesting of how she is a normal person in Lucha Underground, but here she's like
And very over the top character.
yeah. But yeah, overall,
Like she's supposed to be like a Viking.
yeah, overall, no.
Yeah.
No.
No. Oh, sorry. No. Sorry.
No.
No. It wasn't worth it.
No,
No,
very
this one-
sloppy.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, it's not good.
Yeah. Next.
And then, quite possibly, other than the main event match of the night, very, very, very good match between Petey Williams and Matt Sydal, the champion for the X Division championship.
It was so good. I missed half the match basically, and can
He
still
left.
say.
He
And
left.
I left to go get a snack, but that's for another day. But
Do you gonna tell that story?
that's how good this that's how good this
Okay.
match was. You can miss some of the match and still see that it was a good match. It was phenomenal from beginning to end.
Great transitions, great ring psychology, one of the best I love the Canadian Destroyer, and when he hit it, and then Matt Sydal standing up and going out of the ring was just great ring awareness and great intuition for Matt Sydal. I really love this match. What did you think?
It's really great technical wrestling and a lot of great chain wrestling. So it's really good fundamentals. I really like that, and great timing and ability to work together.
And
So
I did-
it was really impressive.
And I think this was the only match where the tight ring ropes did not hurt the competitors.
Yep.
I could be wrong, but I don't remember botches in this particular match.
But they only had a couple where Seidel went off the top rope. That's all I can remember.
yeah, and then it was
And,
just
I would just say it could have been even greater if they went with my idea of a shooting star press transitioned into a into a
that would have
Canadian
been
Destroyer.
really hard though,
yes.
and proper dangerous.
Yep.
Oh yes.
But overall, Matt Sydal does get the win. He retains his championship after hitting. It doesn't
Shooting.
say.
Oh no.
What it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're going for a Canadian Destroyer, and he goes underneath, and he flips him and slams him to the ground, and that's enough to get the 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
Surprising end, I thought, because I thought they were going to give it to Petey Williams one more time, but great match. 100%. Yes, this one was worth it.
Oh yeah.
Yes, worth it.
Worth it. Definitely.
All right, then we had. It's like we're going back to bloody 90s, man, with Scott Steiner, and now we had Eddie Edwards, Moose, and Tommy Dreamer. Tommy Dreamer versus Ohio.
O V
V
W OVE.
Wait, what?
OVE.
Ohio versus everything.
I like
Yeah, I was
that.
confusing it with
everyone.
Ohio Valley Wrestling there. So.
Yeah,
But yeah.
but
No, it's everything.
Yeah.
This was a good match.
Sammy Callahan.
I'm sorry.
Crud. The other guy's names isn't in here, and the other two in that stable are we don't watch Impact very often. This is only our second time, so we don't know all the names. We apologize in advance. Anyways, moving forward. This is exactly what you thought it was going to be. It was hard. It was a House of Hardcore match. Apparently, the first one Impact has ever had, and it was spot, 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 finish. There's way more spots in there though. Yeah. So, what do you think about the match?
I thought it was really entertaining, and I mean, at the end of the day, that's what wrestling is supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
Sports entertainment.
It was Dave Christ and Jake Christ.
Oh, Chris.
Dave Christ and Jake Christ, who were brothers from Dayton, Ohio,
Okay.
teamed up with Sammy Callahan.
And
And
go back to the.
I am, and it was a awesome match. It was really good.
One of the craziest things is they had a thumbtack spot. It
Yeah.
just right out there. One of the Chris brothers just takes a huge nasty bump with the thumbtacks. Moose gets like RKO'd into the table after a body
That was
slam. That was pretty crazy. He goes over the top, but Sammy gets out of the way and he lands hard on a ladder. It was just crazy hardcore. It was just crazy hardcore.
Yeah.
Match ends when Callahan low blows Tommy Dreamer. Tommy Dreamer basically saves Eddie Edwards, and OVE gets the win. So I thought they were going to give it a feel-good moment for the faces, but no, they were deciding to do more story.
I'm okay with that.
One of the funniest botches though, there's tape, a duct tape. Eddie Edwards grabs it and he starts tying
Sammy
Callahan. He tries to pull the tape to rip it, but everything comes off of Sammy Callahan.
Yeah.
So he has to re-tape the other arm. And Sammy's just selling. And he's just like, okay. Kick to the balls, just whacking everyone with the kendo stick or the
Blood going everywhere.
Singapore cane.
Wiping blood
then,
on his face.
And should be noted that it ended with him actually hitting his wife with the
Over the face. Oh,
Yeah.
man.
And it should also be noted that his wife actually has psychic connections to Tommy Dreamer, which is why he's in the match.
Mm-hmm.
They can actually feel each other's pain and transition whenever they would need to.
Yeah, that was weird.
At least that's what I assumed from there.
Also, do you want to say with those unprotected headshots?
Yeah, that's why he attacked his wife. I blame all the unprotected headshots. But that's also a thing to note if you didn't see the build up for this, and they do show off,
Quite a bit.
beforehand. But that's how Tommy Dreamer got into this matchup. Sammy was about to attack what was the guy? Eddie
Edwards.
Eddie Edwards' wife. And then the lights go off, and then lights come back on. She's replaced with Tommy Dreamer. And that's literally how he gets in this matchup. There's
It makes no
apparently
sense.
no other interactions,
No.
just that one.
Right.
And yeah.
But overall, if you want an entertaining hardcore slugfest with blood and unprotected headshots, yeah, it was worth it. Why not?
Yep.
Yeah, it was
Yeah. It was
worth it
worth
for
it.
that.
So wait. I feel like I totally missed some, but I guess not. Okay, next one was
No. The women's
the
match.
Knockouts champion, Allie, versus Sue Young. Apparently, her gimmick is she's the undead bride.
It's kind of weird that they don't bold the name there.
I know.
That's the only one they don't do. But
I know. Poor Allie. But
She's pretty, by the
she's
way.
basically the Bailey
Yeah.
of Impact.
Like if you take Bailey and then you take away the
In-ring
all ring work,
and her mic work, get rid of that mic work,
Yeah,
and
get rid
you
of
just
that.
have one name that starts with an A and ends with Lee.
Yeah, and then you just have her bounce up and down a few times,
Yeah,
and
that's
make her like bunnies. That's basically what you have.
Yeah, that's Allie for you.
Yes.
I
I mean, I will say that we were kind of comparing it because they were saying that, well, would she have the ability to go the extra mile, you know, in this? And I was comparing that to the Alexa Bliss Bailey feud, and at least that was better than that because of what they did with Bailey there.
Yeah.
I mean, she
But-
at least was able to do that extra mile. And
This is
end
a
up
really-
winning, but
One of the and then in this match, let's talk. Okay, let's finish up here first. The ending comes when. Did you want to say anything first?
That I didn't like how the so-called, I guess, boyfriend,
the
Oh.
gigolo.
who
Mhm.
That's what they call him.
The gigolo.
the gigolo.
Mhm.
I didn't like how he interfered a few times in the match, but other than that, I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah. So let's talk about the end. Whoever the crud that guy is. His name is Braxton Sutter. Not to be confused with Braxton Hunter, a really good guy
Yes,
over in
NXT.
no
No. Different indie promotion.
different indie promotion. Yeah, the one we did the bloody thing for.
Yeah, we
Oh,
did an interview with them for
Yeah,
Elevate Pro.
Elevate Pro. Thank you. Not to be confused with Braxton Hunter. Different person completely.
Right.
Braxton Sutter. He's on the top apron. Slap to his face. Then Su Young is about to hit her move, which is
What do
called
you mean
Panic
slap
Switch.
to her face? You mean roundhouse?
Shh, shh, shh. We'll get to that. But Allie's able to reverse it into a roll up, I guess. I don't
Yeah,
really
some
remember.
roll up.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3. It says literally
4, 5,
in the
6.
notes 1, 2, 3. Allie retains her championship.
Were you surprised?
Nah, didn't really care. Halfway, like after the very sucky first move, I stopped caring.
Oh,
It was
okay.
bad.
Yep.
But I mean, Su Young seems like a really cool character.
She played her part pretty well.
So I feel like she could do something great. Overall, this match for me, no, it wasn't worth it.
Yeah, pretty terrible.
Yeah, because the whatever his name is interrupted a lot, and I do not like that in matches.
No, I mean that's fine for me. I think they just weren't very good in the ring together.
No, not at all. All right, so let's talk about now before we get to the final match here. Let's talk about that announce team, shall we? It was Josh Matthews and Don Callis.
Who's supposed to be the new GM?
Yeah, he's supposed to be the new GM.
But he hasn't seen any wrestling at
He
all.
calls a slap to the face. He calls a slap to the face a roundhouse.
And it's hilarious. There's a point when what's
Roundhouse.
what's her name?
Su Young.
Su Young,
Mm-hmm.
where she puts on this glove, and they're just really selling this glove here. They're just like, oh my god, it's covered
the
in
glove.
blood.
Oh,
It's a
the
glove. What she's gonna do with that? Oh my god, it's missing fingers.
Wait, I've never seen her do this with the glove, and she puts it down.
And then she does the mandible claw. Josh Matthews' reaction to that.
And Josh Matthews like, no, listen. The other guy was like, it's the mandible claw. And Josh Matthews was like, is that what she wanted to do with the glove? It's like he
And
seemed
then-
really disappointed.
And then no, it gets even better because Don, he goes, "I've never seen a mandible claw before." Have you not watched any
It was-
McFoley?
it was-
what?
Who was with the company beforehand.
Yeah.
It was even funny
Oh
before
my
that
God.
happened. The guy was trying to propose to her,
Yeah.
and she rubs blood on his face, and,
Oh,
and he's
spits it. Tajiri spits.
yeah, and he's like, "Oh, is that a yes or a no?"
It's like that's obviously how. No.
and even before he did the proposal, the guy took his shirt off for some reason.
Yeah, that was
and your
weird.
new GM was saying, "He's one sexy guy."
And Josh was like, "Really?
What?
What?" It was entertaining for all the wrong reasons. It was
was
fun.
still funny.
But that match, oh no! But that's horrible commentary made up for it. Oh gosh! But the last thing, which leads into the final match, which is Pentagon Jr. versus Austin Aries, the 6 gold champion,
Versus Phoenix.
versus Ray Phoenix.
And I would like
Way later on in the match, there is a botched 450 because 450 because of, again, the ropes.
right.
Don goes, "Oh my gosh, I have never seen a 450 on two guys that are laid out like that before. This guy must not watch wrestling. Where did you pick this guy up, Impact?"
And also, let me make sure you know this,
Mm-hmm.
because you probably didn't know this beforehand. Very big secret.
Especially if you watch the match.
They really just hinted at just slightly
Yeah.
that Pentagon Jr. and Phoenix, brothers.
Whoa!
I know, y'all probably missed
I
that.
missed it.
Y'all probably missed that. It was
man.
so
Oh,
subtle.
man.
I'm surprised you caught that.
It was
Yeah,
so
yeah.
subtle.
Good
Thank
catch,
you.
good catch.
Thank
Good
you.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, dude, what the heck?
I mean,
But this
how
was a
many-
great match.
How many times? About 5 times at least.
Dude,
I
it's
mean,
like
way more.
anytime they reference
Every
Phoenix
time
or
they were
Pentagon
together, anytime they were together, they were
Jr.
brothers.
Even if they were just referencing them, if they was like Pentagon Jr., it's like the older brother, or Phoenix like the younger brother. And
Oh,
they-
wait.
it just that's how
Yeah.
they describe it.
Wait, and then they said
All the time.
And then they
Yeah.
said, "Oh wait, I guess they're not working together anymore."
Yeah, it's like
And then they go
That's
right back to
very
working
end.
it was,
together.
it was like about
Oh,
6
gosh.
moves. It was 6 moves in between those two attacking each other.
Attacking each other. Like,
And then
look at
Josh
these guys
Matthews-
working together.
And Josh Matthews is like, "Oh, look at that move! I think they're done working together." And it's like, what?
No, the best part was in the very beginning when Austin Aries, they bait and switch Austin Aries to come in, but Austin Aries gets the upper hand on Pentagon Jr. But then Phoenix gets the upper hand on him. Then Phoenix attacks Pentagon Jr., lays him out, and then it's like, oh, look at the brothers working together. Pentagon Jr. just got laid out by Phoenix. They're not working together, man. What is this? It was.
I didn't understand the commentary
Other
at all.
than the crazy, wacky commentary, this match was really good.
Yes,
Yes, there were a couple botches because of the ropes,
right.
especially with Phoenix, which is always surprising because this man is great on the ropes. Great stuff. This was great stuff. And these guys, they wrestled the three of them together before in New Orleans at a WrestleCon show that they did.
With Impact versus Lucha Brown.
Lucha
Lucha Underground, sorry.
And don't make my mistake a thing, please.
I'm sorry.
And that match tore the house down. It was great. This match, no different. Great stuff. Yeah, it ends with a double Pentagon driver onto Phoenix and Austin Aries
Well,
and
it was-
another Pentagon. Oh, what was it called?
It was a driver. I forget what exactly he calls it. They said in the
Yeah.
match, but
Yeah,
it was a Pentagon driver onto Austin Aries, while on his Pentagon's back, he had Phoenix in the gory clutch.
Okay, yeah.
So that-
and then another.
And then he did the pump handle driver.
Okay,
Like he broke Austin Aries on, and then did the pump handle driver.
there you
to win the
go.
match.
And Pentagon Jr. is your new Impact champion. And this match was entertaining from start to finish.
And-
Great chemistry
Oh, yeah.
between these guys. Great in-ring work. Great rope work, aside from the botches because of the rope suck. Yeah, great stuff. Yes, it was totally worth it, 100%.
Yeah, definitely worth it.
Yeah, I'd say go check it out. Now, I just want to say, what are they going to do with the title? Because Pentagon Jr., as we all know, is from Lucha Underground. He's
so
not.
it's- Doing a
Lucha
lot
Underground. Yeah, a lot more Impact stuff. And
Yeah.
Lucha Underground Invasion.
Yeah. I also gotta say though, I was a little upset that Austin Aries didn't throw any bananas in the match.
Yeah, I was upset that Alberto El Patron wasn't a work just yet, and he did no shows. He was not there.
Yeah, they were showing a lot from their press conference and the fact that Alberto didn't show up, which we felt was weird and think that it may be a work.
But
But
it
that's
was
where
not
the whole
event.
bananas come from.
Yeah.
Is that in the presser, Alberto threw water into Austin Aries' face, and Austin responded with bananas.
How
We
did
don't
he
know
get
where the bananas came from.
No.
He has weird. The more titles he gets, the more bananas. He has a deal
Appar-
with
appar-
Chichita or the crud.
Apparently, he prays to the altar of Donkey Kong,
but
and he just gets bananas.
yeah, overall though, outside of the botches and the horrible, entertaining commentary, the show was all right. The women's matches were not anything to write home about, and the 6-man match was way too convoluted at times and just a bunch of chaos, like you mentioned before. But just those few matches in between, the good ones, yeah, it was worth it. Sure, why not? Go check it out.
Yeah. I think they had some more above average stuff. Even the
Mm-hmm.
6-man wasn't really that bad
Yeah, it was just
overall. It
chaos.
was just a little too convoluted. It could have been more simplified. You know,
Right.
like the 6-man match that they did at WrestleCon.
Yeah.
So
And so overall, yeah.
yeah, overall.
And overall,
Yeah, overall, I'd give it a I guess a low B minus. It was good, but they had a couple bad matches, so I can't give it my usual A like I usually give most things. But I'd give it a B minus just because this is Impact Wrestling. It's one of the bigger it's one of the bigger wrestling companies, and they shouldn't be having problems with rope breaking, with rope mess ups and stuff like that. So
yeah,
it only gets a B minus from me.
yeah. So
The idea that they
But it
couldn't-
is. But overall, it is worth it. Sorry.
the idea that they couldn't actually like send someone out there to fix that.
I know that was weird.
Because I mean, it would
Right.
just be a simple unscrewing at all the posts.
Mm-hmm.
You could have easily done that while they were doing one of the packages,
Right.
Oh,
Alright.
video
100%.
packages.
But yeah, so that's our thoughts on Impact Wrestling Redemption. If you have the time, if you have the means, go check it out. It was okay. It was good.
It's worth
It
the
wasn't
cost.
it wasn't the worst thing we've ever seen. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to give us those sexy likes.
And the unsexy ones,
Do not forget to share to all of your friends.
and your enemies.
If you like what we do, please hit that subscribe button and become part of the Smarky family and ring that notification bell
So you
because
know when
we
we
go
go
live
live.
on most pay-per-views and our live podcast shooting with the Smarky family. We are having a blast. Thank you guys once again. Follow me on
For
Twitter.
that time,
Huh?
the time for the podcast.
Yeah. From 1 to 2 Central Standard Time.
All
On
right.
Sundays.
On Sundays, yes. Follow me on Twitter at IsaJ_STP
At Liam_SWA on Twitter.
and watch all of his videos.
On Smart Wrestling Alliance page.
Don't worry, we'll get him a Twitter one day. Thanks one more time. And yeah, check out our future stuff because a lot is coming. A lot is coming. And until next time, it will be awesome.
Yes, it will, baby.
Hopefully.
It'll be.
Hope.
It'll be.
Exactly.
All right.